Hi, welcome back to the next edition of the Fantasy Zone, where we talk everything fantasy football. I'm Courtney Salmon.
I'm Jason Earnest.
I'm Kirk. Let's talk football.
All right, so for the first thing we're going to do is we're going to recap a little bit of last week, and boy, was Jason wrong.
I was actually right on a lot of things. But there were some bold predictions, and I'm not sitting here because I'm saying start Julio Jones or I was wrong on Colin Kaepernick. I said start him, and Colin Kaepernick was a terrible, terrible thing to do. I think he had 124 yards passing and no rushing yards. So for those scoring at home in your average league, Colin Kaepernick scored you almost 5 points. Almost 5 points.
Yikes.
I also told you to sit beast mode. That was really dumb too. That was I
told you not to do it. I did the same thing with Calvin Johnson. I told you not to do it.
Well, there's been some theories, and I think some minor strokes may have happened that night. But I'm okay now, and I'm going to dial it up back a little bit and be a little more reserved. There was a couple things I was right on, though.
Yes.
Amari Cooper was a good call.
And that was a bad call on my part.
Carr for the Raiders was a good call. And I'll go ahead. Well, your Winston pick was awesome.
Yeah, Jameis Winston was a good call for me. He had 2 touchdowns, 297 yards. What was really good for you, though, was Phil Rivers. That was a good call for you. He got, it was like 20.
Yeah, but it wasn't that bold. I mean, the guy had fallen 503 yards the week before. So, again, I'm trying to give you the viewers or the players something they wouldn't think of, something that's not, it's off the beaten path. That's where you're going to win, those unique decision. And I rolled the dice, and I screwed a lot of people over.
If you listen to it.
Whoever watched this, I don't know if there's anybody watching this, but if somebody watched this, you really made some, if you followed my lead, you made some very bad decisions.
Well, the one good call was Lamar Miller, and we both kind of agreed on that one. And he was actually the top scoring wide receiver this week in the league. So yay, if you guys did that. Okay, so first, our next segment is going to be Start 'em, Sit 'em. And so, Kirk, who do you have starting for quarterback?
Oh, for quarterback? Well, I will start. I have Luck. I'll start Luck. Looking at some of these other guys, I mean, I've been with Carr on a couple of games this year. He's kind of streaky. Who does he have this week? He's got the Jets. Jets are a tough D. You got Darrelle Revis back there. I don't know about Carr. You got to ride the hot hand. If you have any chance at Phillip Rivers, this is just a guy that you got to ride. If you can get him, get him. If you can trade for him, trade for him. I mean, there's guys that when you're looking down at your fantasy playoffs, I mean, what's going to happen? There's a very good chance that Phillip Rivers is going to be throwing like crazy. He's very good in December, and there's a very good chance that he's going to be throwing like crazy towards the end of the season as you move into playoffs. If you've got a chance to get him or you have him, you start him. You start him every week. He's not handing off. When he does, he's passing to Danny Woodhead. He's your guy, and that's, I guess, my thoughts on quarterback. I have some other thoughts on some different positions.
What about you, Jason?
Well, again, in the spirit of this, we're looking for people that you can find right now if you have a bye week problem or injury issue. This is unconventional, but I think a key game is the Chargers-Ravens game. I think it's going to be another shootout. I think it'll go over 55, 60 points. Flacco, it has the capability to throw the ball. He's got Steve Smith Sr. He's got other good receivers. He's got Forsett that makes catches out of the backfield. He's been moderate at best, but I think this is a good week to grab Flacco, play him. I think he's due.
Let me echo that, Jason. Flacco, it's my experience that Flacco is this kind of a guy. He's not going to score. He's not going to lead the league. He's not going to score a ton of points. But if you've got a solid team and you need a quarterback that just isn't going to fall down, you can go with Flacco because not only does he have Steve Smith Sr., he's also got that kid Aiken, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Great hands. He's finding him consistently, and he's also throwing to Crockett Gilmore.
That's true.
As a tight end. He's a big horse. He's making the catches. Flacco is a pretty good play if you need somebody in a pinch.
It's a good spot, too, because it's going to be a shootout. I mean, yes. I think it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah. That's really funny because I have him on my sit list. Don't sit Joe
Flacco?
Yeah, I have Flacco as
Courtney's
in do not.
first mistake tonight. Let's just write that
Well,
down.
go ahead, write it down and quote me. I have Flacco against the Atlanta
Rongo.
defense.
Okay.
I just don't think so.
Okay, fair
Sorry.
enough.
But you know who I do have on my sit-em list is Peyton Manning.
So does everybody in the free world. Anybody with DirecTV, Cox Cable, or Prism, or anybody who's watched a game of football this season is going to sit Peyton Manning.
Well, I have his brother starting though. I have Eli starting.
Against
Saints.
against the Saints. Ooh, yeah.
Well, the Saints defense is terrible. I wouldn't start the Giants defense, but I would start Eli Manning over the Saints defense.
Well, again, you have a real big potential shootout here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where you got Eli and Drew airing it out. Yep. And that's what you want when you're starting a quarterback.
Exactly.
Especially in a PPR league.
Yes.
I also think maybe Winston for the Buccaneers. There's a strong likelihood they could be down, and when a team's down, they tend to throw. When they throw, we get more points, right? I think the Falcons tromp them, beat them by 14, 12 or 14 points.
Really?
But,
Which is great for Jameis, because what does he have to do?
He's going to run, he's going to throw, he's going to hustle, and there'll be a hurry-up offense. So, yeah, I mean, another good pick, I think, would be Jameis Winston as well.
Bombs away.
Yeah.
All right. Well, when we come back,
With
we'll
the
have
Twin Towers.
Oh.
The Twin Towers are still healthy, right?
Yes.
Jameis Winston is bombs away. Sorry about that.
That's okay. All right. We'll be right back.